Welcome to our dive into the evolution of one of the world's most storied military forces, the British Army. Over centuries, this force has evolved from a feudal collection of knights and archers into a cutting-edge modern military power. Today we'll explore this fascinating journey from the medieval battlefields of England to the complex global missions of today's soldiers. This is a tale of adaptation, innovation and resilience. A story that has shaped not just the United Kingdom, but the world. Our story begins in the early medieval period, where the seeds of the British Army were sown. England in the Middle Ages was a land of feudal lords, knights and castles. The military force of this time was a patchwork of levies, summoned by their lords to defend their lands. These early warriors, clad in chainmail and armed with swords and longbows, formed the backbone of England's defence. Feudal levies were often hastily assembled, lacking the discipline and organisation that we associate with modern armies. Battles were brutal and chaotic, with knights and foot soldiers clashing in close combat. However, the chaos of these battles helped to forge a sense of national identity and loyalty to the crown. The Battle of Hastings in 1066 was a defining moment. William the Conqueror's victory over King Harold's forces marked the beginning of Norman rule and introduced new military techniques to England. Yet it wasn't until the 100 Years' War with France that the English crown began to centralise military power, laying the groundwork for a more structured and professional army. The English Civil War and the rise of a professional army. As England entered the 17th century, the English Civil War became a turning point in the development of the British Army. This bloody conflict between the Royalists, loyal to King Charles I, and the Parliamentarians, led by Oliver Cromwell, saw the emergence of a truly professional military force. Central to this transformation was the creation of the New Model Army in 1645. Unlike the feudal levies of the past, this was a standing army, disciplined, well-trained and centrally commanded. Soldiers in the New Model Army were recruited from across the country, paid regular wages and trained to fight in coordinated units. The New Model Army's success on the battlefield was due not only to its organisation, but also to its innovative tactics. The use of drilled infantry formations, supported by cavalry and artillery, allowed the parliamentarians to outmaneuver and outfight the Royalists. The victory of Cromwell's forces at the Battle of Naseby in 1645 was a decisive moment, leading to the eventual execution of King Charles I and the temporary establishment of a republican government. Although the monarchy was restored in 1660, the lessons of the Civil War were not forgotten. The importance of a standing professional army was now clear, and the foundations had been laid for what would become the British Army. Empire building and global conflicts. The 18th and 19th centuries were the age of empire building for Britain. The British Army played a central role in expanding and defending the British Empire, fighting in conflicts across Europe, the Americas, Africa and Asia. During the War of the Spanish Succession, under the leadership of figures like the Duke of Marlborough, the British Army became known for its battlefield prowess. Victories at battles like Blenheim in 1704 solidified Britain's military reputation. However, the loss of the American colonies following the Revolutionary War in 1783 was a stark reminder of the limitations of even a powerful army. The Napoleonic Wars were perhaps the British Army's greatest challenge of the era. Faced with the military genius of Napoleon Bonaparte, Britain's survival and the fate of Europe hung in the balance. The Battle of Waterloo in 1815, where the Duke of Wellington famously defeated Napoleon, was a defining moment in European history and a testament to the resilience and discipline of the British Army. Beyond Europe, the British Army was instrumental in establishing and maintaining control over vast colonial territories. In India, the army played a crucial role in the expansion of British rule, while in Africa and the Middle East, It fought to protect and extend British interests. Yet the challenges of maintaining such a vast empire would increasingly test the limits of the British military. The World Wars and the transformation to modern warfare. The 20th century brought unprecedented challenges. World War I was unlike any conflict the world had seen before. The British Army, now a global force, faced the horrors of trench warfare on the Western Front. The war saw the introduction of new technologies like machine guns, tanks and chemical weapons, which forever changed the nature of warfare. Despite the staggering loss of life, including during the infamous Battle of the Somme, the British Army adapted and endured. By the war's end in 1918, it had learned painful lessons in modern warfare, lessons that would be crucial in the decades to come. World War II saw the British Army once again at the forefront of global conflict. The fall of France in 1940 and the evacuation at Dunkirk were dark moments, but they also demonstrated the Army's resilience. Under the leadership of commanders like Field Marshal Bernard Montgomery, the British Army played a key role in defeating the Axis powers, from the deserts of North Africa to the beaches of Normandy. After World War II, the British Army faced new challenges in a rapidly changing world. The Cold War era saw the Army positioned as a crucial part of NATO's defence strategy in Europe. At the same time, the decline of the British Empire led to new roles in peacekeeping and counterinsurgency, from Northern Ireland to the Falklands. Today, the British Army is a highly advanced professional force capable of operating in diverse environments around the world. Investments in cyber warfare, unmanned aerial vehicles and special forces reflect the Army's commitment to staying ahead in an increasingly complex and unpredictable world. From counter-terrorism to humanitarian missions, the British Army continues to uphold a proud tradition of service, adaptability and sacrifice. The evolution of the British Army is a story of constant change, driven by the demands of the times, and the need to defend the nation and its interests. From the battlefields of medieval England to the modern global stage, the British Army has proven itself to be a force of remarkable resilience, innovation and bravery. Each era brought its own challenges, and each time the Army adapted, evolved and overcame. The soldiers who have served throughout history stand as a testament to the enduring spirit of the British Army, an institution that has not only defended the nation, but has also played a pivotal role in shaping the course of world events. As we close this chapter on the British Army's evolution, remember that history is not just about the past, it's about understanding how we got here and what lessons we can carry forward. Until next time, keep exploring, stay informed, and never stop learning.